Boom! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Friday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today we got a special one because this one was actually sent to me by a friend of mine. She is up in Canada, so I am actually going to be able to try I think this is my first ever Canadian craft beer I think I've ever consumed, which I'm pretty excited. And this one is from the brewery Wheelhouse Brewing Company over in Prince Rupert, British Columbia, which I'm always excited when I get to try beers that I normally can never get my hands on. So when it comes to a Canadian brewery and having their, because I know there's a bunch of Canadian craft breweries up north, but yeah, I'm always really excited to give anything a try. I love trying new breweries, so when I'm able to get my hands on something new, I'm going to do a review for it, that's for damn sure. And today we got the Gillnetter Golden Ale from Wheelhouse, and this is like an homage to like the old ways of the old salmon fisheries when it comes to in the North Coast and all that stuff, moving from like canoes to rowboats to kind of going at diesel engines like it is today. So this is their kind of homage to the that's the one from Meg's Face Meat. So this is a kind of homage to the how things have changed with the salmon fisheries up north and all that kind of stuff, which I think is really, really cool. Plus, the can art's nice. It kind of reminds me of like something I'd see heading up north when it comes to like craft breweries, kind of like just sticking to like that almost like woodsy kind of environment, or lakes or anything like that. And this has, of course, the boat on the water and all that kind of stuff. Of course, that Wheelhouse Brewing Company logo I think is just really clean, really, really clean. It has like kind of the wheel that's usually on like a sailboat and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, Golden Ales are pretty simple beers, gonna be completely honest. They usually in pretty low ABV, coming into like a 4.5 up to a 5%. I would say that's like a good average. But then they usually do things, they're really easy drinking, they're really good for summer, and they have a really nice balance between malty and hoppy. So of course, a lot of more grassier kind of notes, a lot of more like floral, grassier kind of hops are used in Golden Ales. There's nothing really anything forward when it comes to like tropical fruit flavors or citrus or anything like that. So I'm most likely guaranteed this is going to be a really nice, easy drinking beer because it comes out to a 4.8% ABV. So, actually not 4.8, 4.6% ABV. So, yeah, really easy drinking. This is going to be a perfect kind of like almost lawn mowing beer, which that's what I'm going to do after I finish this review. I'm going to go mow the lawn. So, this will be a good one to bring out there and kind of keep myself refreshed while I'm out mowing the lawn on a nice summer day. But, yeah, so Golden Ales are pretty simple. Not really gonna expect anything too complex with this guy, but I want to try it. I want to try something from a Canadian brewery. So Megs, thank you for sending this one my way. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get on the nose. Come on. Really? The tab being a little bitch. Here we go. Okay. Was able to get the tab open on this guy. Let's see what we got on the nose with this one. Yep, definitely a little bit of maltiness coming through, a little bit of hoppiness. Definitely it's more of a grassy or floral kind of hoppiness. Yeah, it smells pretty simple. It's nothing really reinventing the wheel, I don't think, with this one, but I think it's going to be a nice, really easy drinking Golden Ale. And I'm going to be drinking this one out of my Geneva Lake Brewing Company little pint glass this afternoon. So let's pour this thing and see what it looks like. I'm guessing, of course, it's a Golden Ale. I'm expecting a nice, clear, golden kind of color to it. Not really thinking it's going to be any like murkiness or haziness, even though it says unfiltered, so there might be a little bit of a murkiness to it, but we'll find out once we pour this guy. Yeah, a little bit of a murkiness, not really translucent, I would say. Has a nice head on it. Of course, Golden Ales really are known for having like a thinner to medium body to it, so nothing really when it comes to heavy kind of mouthfeel stuff going on. But yeah, it looks like a really nice Golden Ale. Definitely has that more of a murky kind of color to it, I would say. Nice effervescence coming from it. Yeah, has a little bit of sweetness on the nose now that I've kind of poured into the glass. There's definitely more of a sweetness from the malts. Yeah, it smells pretty damn delicious, I think. So let's try this guy and see what it's all about. So, cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Yeah, it's definitely lighter. Really, really like thin to medium body to it. Definitely getting notes of like straw and hay a little bit. Definitely getting those grassy kind of like almost like spiced herbal kind of hoppy notes to it, which I think is really nice. Balances out the sweetness that you'd get from the malts. Definitely effervescent when it comes to the bubbliness and the mouthfeel from that. It's definitely more of a bubbly kind of mouthfeel. But of course, with it being a Golden Ale, I was expecting a nice thin to medium body, and that's exactly what I'm getting. So overall, yeah, this is pretty damn solid. This is a nice, easy drinker. Definitely very, very bubbly. You can feel the carbonation and all that kind of stuff through it, which is nice. Definitely helps with the whole refreshing factor of this guy. So, and the cool thing about it is, unfortunately, Wheelhouse only ships to other people in British Columbia and all that kind of stuff. So, but this beer is actually available if you go to Wheelhouse Brewing, their Square site, which is how you can purchase stuff from them. When it comes to, you got their gear, and then of course they got beer here, which is all kinds of different varieties and stuff. They got some sours, of course some New England IPAs, a Golden Ale, just your average pale ales. So they have a bunch of stuff available over there. Plus you can go on their merch side if you want to get some merch from them. They have some shirts. Let's see, hats. Was it like some long sleeves, some pint glasses, some ceramic mugs, actually dog collars, which I think is really cool. So they have a bunch of stuff on their Square site if you're in British Columbia and want to check out any stuff from them. But let's look over here at Untapped and see if we can find a similar beer to this one that maybe us in the US can kind of have a similar kind of feel for it. So, of course, like, first one we're looking at here is from The Answer. Of course, recently I finally had my first beer that The Answer actually collabed with and had. So this is a PB&J Strawberry Beescake Golden Ale, which definitely looks like they added peanut butter and it's like a strawberry cheesecake super smoothie, which that's interesting because like a peanut butter strawberry cheesecake smoothie golden ale, that intrigues me, but that's not going to be anything similar to this. And then let's see what else we got here. We got one from Heavy Seas Beer, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. And let's see. And this one is called the Gold Butter Beer. Say it's a cask ale, all that kind of stuff like that. Looks pretty simple. 4.5% ABV. Yeah, that one could be pretty damn close. We got one here called Fermentary Form, which is their Formation Golden Ale, which is 5%. Look, maybe I'm wondering if it's going to have a little bit more. I don't know. That only has a little bit of ratings. That probably, with the being in the bottle and all that stuff, you may get similar notes with that one. Then we got one here from Lynn Lake Brewery, which is Ollie's Dumb Idea, which they are located out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. So we can get one from Lynn Lake. That's a 4.5% golden ale, so you could probably get similar flavors in that. And then the last one we got here is from Cross Point Labs, which is their Cross Pint 2022. Which, let's see. Oh, so they're in Oslo, Norway. That's pretty cool. So this is a Norwegian beer. I think let me see. Yep, Norway. This is more of like a contract brewery for at the Rebel Brewery. So okay, so that's cool. So it's like a lab that kind of made stuff for that brewery. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, we got some pretty good suggestions here on the similar beers list. To be honest, I'm either gonna pick this one from Heavy Seas Beer, which is the Golden Butter Beer, or maybe this Lynn Lake one. I think I'm gonna lean towards this Lynn Lake Brewery one, this Ollie's Dumb Idea, which is a 4.4%. You're not really gonna get any strongness to it, but I think this is like has the same kind of color to it when it comes to just like a murkier kind of golden ale, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, well, actually no, this one, yeah, that's definitely murky. It's not as clear, but I think this would give you a good similar flavor profile. Of course, golden ales are always going to have that kind of interesting balance between malt and hops, and this one is a little bit different too. Actually, hold on. Never mind. I might be taking back this one because I don't think you'll get similar flavors. Because see, I'm looking at the stuff I'm adding. They added to this beer, so they added marshmallow and B&W light roast coffee beans in a golden ale. So we're gonna retract what we just said here, and I'm probably gonna pick this one from Heavy Seas Beer out of Baltimore, Maryland, to be the most similar to this one, because you're not getting any marshmallow or coffee kind of flavors in this one. So this Gold Butter Beer, I think, is going to be pretty damn close, or maybe this Formation Golden Ale from the Fermentary Form. And they are located, where are they located out of? So they're out of Philly. Okay. So there's a couple options. Of course, golden ales are pretty common styles of beer, especially during the summer and all that kind of stuff. So you could probably find some similar beers that are going to be like this. A lot of breweries make golden ales, and I would say it's a pretty common style of beer to show up at like your normal like grocery stores that sell beer. Of course, you could probably find some at your local liquor store or bottle shop. So just all kind of they're very, very similar in flavor. There's not really any too much complexity when it comes to a golden ale. It's just they're very, very nice, easy drinking beers. So let's look back here at Untapped and let's see what we can find anything about this guy. So there's no description on Untapped about this one. Let me see if I can find it on their actual website itself. There's a description here. So here it is. So the description of this beer from their Square site is a beer crafted for everyone. A crisp, clean, refreshing ale that will please any palate. A trustworthy, steadfast, and consistent brew that is as gold as the sun setting on a perfect fishing day, and a crisp and rejuvenating as the North Coast air. Yeah, that's definitely something that I would feel is pretty good explanation with this one. So looking here back on Untapped, of course, it's saying it's a 4.8% on Untapped when it's really a 4.6 showing on the can. So take that for what it is. So it's probably each batch is a little bit different. So looking here, it's saying 4.8 ABV on their website, but this one's a 4.6, so maybe this batch was a little bit different when it comes to just the ABV of this one. It varies every once in a while. Sometimes there's a little bit of a difference. And on Untapped, it's saying there is 25 IBUs, when on the website it's saying it's 20. So you're not really going to experience a huge amount of like hoppy bitterness from this one. So keep that in mind. You're not going to get if you're a fan of maltiness, you probably will like it. If you like beers with a little bit of hoppiness and kind of not have it to be like a style of an IPA, this one may be one that you might actually enjoy as well. So looking here at Untapped, of course, it's saying 4.8% ABV, 25 IBU, where it might be in the realm of 4.6% ABV and 20 IBU. And with over 424 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.54 out of 5. Not 4.54, 3.54 out of 5, which is not bad at all. And I highly think there's going to be anybody on my friends list who's tried this one. It doesn't look like it. So let's look here at the global ratings. Let's see what other people have to say about this guy. Because most of these check-ins, I'm going to assume, are going to be in Canada. So for any of the Canadian viewers out there, you might be able to find this if you're in like the British Columbia area. So this person gave it a 3.25 out of 5. Let's see. This person gave it a 3.75, saying mostly cracker with a grain and spicy finish. Yeah, not really getting any crackery breadiness to it. Definitely getting more like the sweeter kind of malt flavors. Maybe a little bit maybe a little bit of breadiness, but I wouldn't put it in the cracker kind of realm. And then spicy finish, of course, that's going to be probably coming in from the hops, everything. And a 3.75 for this one isn't bad at all. So let's see what else we got here. We got another check-in, 3.5 out of 5. Saying Smiles Seafood Cafe, Prince Rupert, British Columbia, Canada. So looks like they went to like a little seafood spot and they're having a beer with it. That's which sounds absolutely fantastic. Let's see here. We got a full 5 out of 5. Let's see what else here. We got a 3.25, which is a draft pour, it looks like. And they purchased this one at the Prince Charles Lounge in the Crest Hotel in Prince Rupert, British Columbia. So it looks like a beer that's on tap at some hotels over there. Of course, we got another 3.75 purchased at Wheelhouse. Let's see, we got a 2.75. What else do we got here? We got a 4. And let's see, we got another 3.75 purchased at Wheelhouse Brewing Company. We got a 4. Let's see, last one. Actually, let's do 2 more. So we got one here at the 3.75 saying good enough for British Columbia ferries. Good enough for me. So this guy's on a ferry drinking a beer while they're waiting to get to their destination, which is fun. I always like drinking a beer when I'm on a ferry. But then the last one we got here is a 4.5 out of 5 purchased at Breaker's Pub, which is another place in Prince Rupert, British Columbia. So a lot of British Columbia kind of check-ins from this one to be expected. I wasn't expecting to see anybody from the U.S. checking this one in, or any kind of U.S. distribution when it comes to this beer, just because I don't think it kind of works that way. So overall, this beer is really nice, really easy drinking. So let's start going through our ratings on this guy and figure out what we're going to be doing with this one. Let me pour a little bit more into the glass. Let's take one more sip. And the first thing we like to look at is can art, which I really like this can art. It's simple, but it's also really, really clean and classy, which I do really, really enjoy. I love the water. I love the boat on the water. I love the font to the Gillnetter part of it. The logo for Wheelhouse Brewing Company I think is really, really cool. Almost having like trees in the background as well. I don't know if it's like trees or just maybe the mast from a sailboat. I don't know, but I think it's just really, really nice. And just it's a very like classy, very, very classy label that would still catch my attention if I saw it at a liquor store or bottle shop. So I can appreciate that. There's still enough detail in here to where they don't need to do any crazy designs and all that kind of stuff. And I love the whole story on the side right here when it comes to talking about the salmon fisheries up on the north coast and all that. So that's really, really cool. So with can art, I'm gonna give it a solid 4, like 3.75 to 4 out of 5. I think I'm gonna probably leave it at 3.75. It's really nice. Would definitely be something that catches my attention at a liquor store or bottle shop if I saw it. So overall, really cool. So let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight over at Wheelhouse Brewing Company, would I get another one? To be honest, I'd probably go for like more of an IPA or something like that, because I'm an IPA guy. So when it comes to having down and like sitting down and just drinking a couple golden ales, it's not something that I think I would do. But overall, it's still a delicious beer. It has that nice balance of malty and hoppiness to it. But it's overall a really nice drinking beer. It's not a style of beer that I would go to and have multiple of in a row. It is what it is. So let's see here. With that being said, I think my final rating on this guy, I'm going to give it a very, very solid 7 out of 10. Very nice, very easy drinking, still packed full of flavor. Has the nice balance between hoppy and malty. Definitely getting those like spice and a little bit of grassy kind of hoppy notes that come through with it, which I think is really good. So overall, yeah, Wheelhouse did a pretty damn good job with this one. So big shout outs to them. Big shout outs to Megs again for sending this one my way. Of course, there was another one that was supposed to be in there, but it had an unfortunate accident in shipment to where it kind of exploded in the box. And so when this package arrived, it was actually in a plastic bag. Just the box was like almost ready to dissolve at that point. But luckily, this beer made it. There was a little bit of damage done to the top. If you see the little dent, kind of dented up a little bit, but that's fine. I was able to save this one. Of course, when I took it out of the box, I kind of gave it a good wash to make sure it didn't smell like bad beer. But overall, I'm glad at least one of the beers that she sent me was able to be salvaged and for me to drink it and actually do a review on it. So again, really big shout outs to Meg. She didn't need to do this. She messaged me on Discord one time and she's like, I have some Canadian craft beer that I want to send your way. I was like, awesome. So we got that settled in, and overall, yeah, pretty damn delicious beer. So again, Megs, thank you very much for sending this one my way. It was absolutely delicious. But other than that, let's see here. Let's start winding things down. Of course, you could shoot me a follow on all my kind of social media websites. When it comes to like my Instagram, you'll see what I'm going to be reviewing that day when it comes to the hand checks and all that stuff that I do. And then, of course, you can shoot me a friend request on Untapped itself. You guys hear me talk about Untapped all the time. It's a fantastic platform. You can check in beers, get badges. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers. It's pretty much what it is. So overall, a really, really fantastic platform. Of course, let's see here. If you want to support me, I'm going to always suggest that the main way if you want to support me besides watching my videos is to head over to the Patreon, because that's going to help me get more beer in my hands, along with getting more beers out to you guys, because I do monthly 4-pack giveaways of Illinois exclusive craft beer. So you can get your hands on some stuff that I can find in my neck of the woods that sometimes may not be something you can find in your neck of the woods. So I would love sending people some stuff that are things that I can usually drink, but you just got to head over to Patreon. That's going to be the best way to support me. And then there's a good little crew over there right now. And once that gets started, I might start like a little bit more traffic through the Patreon. I'm going to start working on a Discord. And then, of course, start working on merch when it comes to glassware, coasters, koozies, shirts, hoodies, all that kind of stuff. I have a bunch of plans. I just need a little bit more traffic to start putting everything into action. So if you want to help support me, the Patreon is going to be the best way to do so. But other than that, I think that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Thank you everybody who's been watching the replay as well. You guys are fantastic as well. And of course, thank you again to Megs for sending this beer my way. And I'm going to end this like I always do before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.